My name is John Duckworth. I'm an artist. Earlier this year, Duncan sent me this song, Lay Down Your Weapons, and said, make me a video. And complete creative freedom, and it was just such a gift to have that. Initially, I had a real strong emotional reaction to the piece with regards to previous relationships that I've had. The word that really struck a chord was this notion of surrender. So letting down your guard, becoming vulnerable, and stepping into the unknown, and allowing your natural curiosity to triumph over your fear. So I wanted to put myself in the same position as I created the video. I didn't want it to be a scripted process, but more of an organic discovery. In the process of brainstorming ideas for the piece, a few themes appeared. The first was this idea of narrative, and my impulse was to head straight for the abstract. But I knew if I did that, it would fall apart into just mere decorative. And so I wanted there to be some sort of line of continuity, some sort of ground for the viewer to hold on to. And so I've suggested little snippets of a story that really leave a lot untold, more like a visual poem that allow the viewer to step in with their own visual history and emotional history, which I hope gives it a deeper resonance. And there's this notion of transition, and I feel like this opening up involves a shift in perspective that I wanted to show with a literal shift in environment. And I couldn't think of anything better than the crazy, hectic, energy-filled Manhattan to the quiet solitude of the snow-covered mountains in Garrison. And it was a way of also showing Duncan without literally showing Duncan, because he lives in Manhattan and is traveling to Garrison for his recording studio quite often. The other thing is this notion of vulnerability, and one of my favorite quotes is from Annie Dillard, and she says, sometimes you have to jump off the cliff first and grow your wings on the way down. And I love this image, and it just kept reminding me of this sort of falling backwards and being vulnerable and just allowing sort of some faith and trust in the universe that it's going to catch you. The next thing that came up was the idea of the purity of youth, and because I feel like becoming vulnerable involves tapping into that natural youthful sense of exploration and curiosity. So Satya, the 10-year-old ballet dancer, was the perfect fit for this. Her name translates directly to truth, and I loved the way she was so serious and so intent and so perfect in the way she moved. And then as soon as the song was over, she would be off and running, laughing and playing like a child again. It was really, really fun. So lastly, there was this release. Yeah, the song has a bit of tension in it, and it needed some sort of release. So over the years, I've let go dozens of Thai lanterns up into the night sky, and they never cease to bring a smile to my face. And I thought it was the perfect solution to this, to release this tension. And then I had to pull it all together. So the editing process for me was pretty organic. It's more like composing a visual poem or painting with video. And I gathered all these visuals up in a giant pile and just started putting them together one brushstroke at a time, each one reacting to the last one, until it began to develop a story of its own. And I had no idea the way it was going to turn out, and I was really pleased with that process and really pleased with the way it turned out. Suppose my hope as an artist is that what I create might resonate as a tuning fork with others and inspire a new way of looking at the world. And I feel like Duncan's message in this song is so timely and so pure that I really hope it could become an anthem for these challenging times that we live in, for a call for understanding, for compassion, and ultimately for nonviolence.
Oh, lay down your weapon.